Hey everybody, welcome back to We Hate Mimi podcast.
That's
Today's
not what I
episode.
signed up for.
Oh, this is actually my other podcast. I'm so sorry.
Ah,
It's a podcast I have with David where we just talk about you the entire time.
that'd be so sad.
Yeah, I know, right? David's like, "Oh, babe, I'm going to work," and he just comes over here and we just have like a whole podcast just about how much we
It's
hate
actually
you.
right after our podcast.
Yeah, yeah. David's not going to work. It's been what? Wait, a week?
Yeah, I think we had an episode last week.
Yeah,
didn't
we had a no, not
No,
last week.
not last week.
I was
2 weeks.
I was in North
We
Carolina.
don't know how to tell time.
We don't have to tell time, but we do know how to transition. I don't know what I was going to say, but
So we don't know how to transition.
before we do dive into our deeper dive of our diving deeping, we do have to tell a story. Last week I said I was going to tell a story of what happened in Akibara and where we were in Japan, but I wanted to tell it when Maggie was here, and she's here today. This time she's not out, But we need to tell it before she goes on our hot girl walk. But anyways, there's a town in Japan. It's called Akibara. It's very big on anime. It's like anime central. Like if you love anime, if you love, like
That's where you go.
that's where you go. So anyways, what?
We didn't know that before.
Oh yeah. We had no acknowledgement until we kind of got there and started to realize, oh, this is a certain vibe. I like anime, but like not to the extent where I would be like, that's the place I gotta go. Like if I saw something cool, I'd be like, yeah. Cool.
Is it like regular anime?
50-50.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Some
Not
Or like,
it's
oh, okay, anime.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
It's not hentai though. I will let.
Oh, okay, that's what I was like, is
You'll
it?
probably find it.
You probably could. There was like anime, manga shops there, which I wouldn't be surprised there is hentai
And
there.
I'm like very not. into
Yeah.
that.
In the sense of anime, she's very of a virgin. She's very PC. But anyways, so we were kind of getting hungry, and we were like, oh, let's since we're here, let's eat at somewhere because the entire time we're there, every restaurant we've been to was good. So we're like,
Okay.
let's find a place to eat. Maggie was looking at her thing, and she found a cafe, and there's pictures of the cafe inside, but not the staff. And so, and then the
Oh, no.
pictures of the food, and like they looked cute. It was like little curry rice.
Is there normally pictures of staff on things? Not really.
Not really.
Not really, right?
Okay,
Yeah,
so
I
I
was
guess
like-
so. I guess that's valid. So
I was
that's
like,
why
do
we
you
were
go
like,
on there on like Yelp? Let me see the staff
yeah,
first.
mid-looking
Do
people.
they look nice?
Yeah, I know, right? The food looked cute because it was like very like they had this cute parfait with a little bunny bear face on it. So it was cute. So Maggie was like,
Okay.
Very kawaii.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Like
Okay.
the food was kawaii.
Yeah.
It was like a bear-shaped ice cream. Like,
Cute.
yeah,
Okay.
like-
Yeah.
Today's word of the day is kawaii, which means cute, literally.
Yeah.
So anyways, we're like, let's go do it. So we're walking, we find the restaurant, we go up one floor, and as I open the door, I look up and there's the two people that are working there,
Okay.
and it's a maid cafe.
They're like dressed in like made.
Like
Full
the
maid
like the
outfits.
French maid outfits. And so I opened the door and I looked and they say, welcome, welcome. And I couldn't back out because then when I looked at Maggie to tell her like,
Oh.
are we going in? I realized there's a sign on the wall that each level was a theme, was like a different like company, but they were all.
Like
Oh.
different themes. Like that one was like a made one.
Mhm.
But there was.
So I couldn't,
Okay.
I couldn't be like, oh my God, we have the wrong floor because each one, like there was another maid cafe above from a different company.
They were all
Yeah.
made cafes, just different
Like different,
Oh,
different companies, different
okay.
themes. So we were both like, so I was
That's
like, we
such
can't.
a
Yeah.
weird like business concept.
Yeah,
First of
yeah,
all,
yeah.
like
So-
here's all the same, just slightly different.
Yeah.
Okay,
So I was like, we can't back out. We have to go. And like, we can't. We were already here.
you're going
Yeah.
into a maid
Yeah,
cafe
'cause-
one way or another.
Yeah, because we can't be like, oh, we got the wrong place. Like, because that's just, I would just like, no, that doesn't make sense for us. Like,
the whole building.
yeah. And then we sat down and they were like, oh, we'll sit you down. And she explained the rule to us. She's like, you can't take,
Rules.
yeah, there's rules.
Multiple rules.
Yeah. You can't take pictures of them. You can't
Okay.
take pictures of the people around you. You can take pictures of like the environment, but they cannot be like they cannot be in frame.
Okay.
You cannot. Everybody said you can't take pictures of the people that are
You
there.
can't record them.
You
without
can't
paying
record
them.
them. Yeah, without paying them.
okay.
And then if you need to get their attention, you need to say meow meow.
No, you have to.
Oh, yeah, you have to do meow meow. So, anyways, so
Please tell me Ernie had to do that.
we're gonna get to that point. We're gonna get to that point. So, anyways, so Maggie and I are like kind of like sitting there like, what the fuck did we get ourselves into? Maggie's like, dude, she's like, I didn't know. And to granted, I thought like it was called May Dreaming, but I thought maybe it was May Dreaming, like the D, because the D was also a part of the made and dreaming. So I thought maybe it was one word together. You know, like I can't.
Did it have 2 D's
No, it
in
had
the
one.
name? Oh, just
It had one.
Okay.
So like the D for made was both the D for dreaming.
Huh.
So I thought it
Okay.
was made dreaming. I was like, oh, maybe it's a cute cafe, you know?
Yeah.
Better Buzz has no fucking conflictions with B's at all. So like, anyways, so
I
I
just
no,
realized that.
yeah,
What's a coffee buzz?
yeah, but like, there's no like it would make sense if they're like we have honey forward food, you know?
Or just like bee decorations.
Yeah. But anyways, so we
Just a deep dive into brands
yeah.
today.
So we were like, she was like, "Do you want to go?" I was like, "No, I feel rude if we leave. Let's just, you know, they're excited that we're here." There was also already a dude there. It was only 4 of us total,
Yeah.
and then the two maids. There was 3 maids, wasn't there?
No, there's 2.
There was 2, and then whoever's working.
guys.
Yeah. So, anyways, we're just sitting there eating our food. Like we ordered food, and
Was the food at least good?
it was okay. This was
alright.
the only time it was.
Yeah,
bar-
I feel like they're not known for their food.
Yeah.
You go there to get like attention from
Yeah.
these girls.
Because and then there's like a whole menu of like what you can pay for offer.
Yeah.
First things first, you pay already to sit there. You pay, yeah,
So this is like a kink restaurant.
kind of.
No, yeah.
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 Like if
we,
you're paying to sit
Yeah.
down, that's
The other guys in there didn't order food.
Yeah, they just order one.
They're
drink.
literally
They
just
ordered one
watching.
drink and then like they were paying for the girls' attention.
Yeah,
But like when the girls would come over and pay attention to us, we're like, oh no, we're fine, and we were
Yeah.
just talking to ourselves.
and I think they realized that they're like, okay, maybe they're 2 Americans who just thought about checking this out and stuff. So they left us alone and stuff unless we needed something or they came to check on us. And so like they also one girl performed a whole show that took like 5 minutes to do.
You guys are just like,
I was like, oh my God. And then like this guy paid for, so you can pay for a drink, but there's like a drink with a show where the girl does something when she brings you your drink. And so like, I was kind of like, okay, this is kind of like, it started to get to the point where you're like, this is kind of odd. But at the same time, they were so nice to us that we
really
yeah, she was so nice. Like she was talking to us. She goes,
the
wait,
one waitress, she like knew a lot of English.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
She was like, I've been to California before. She was
Yeah.
Like, she was really nice.
yeah. And
Okay.
she was,
Nothing against, like,
yeah,
Yeah.
no, not on
they
them.
probably like really enjoy when somebody that's not there to
They
like
were-
watch them comes
oh,
in. Because then they're like, oh,
100%.
we can be normal. We don't have to
Yeah.
be like
And
on
I-
display.
And I think that was like why they enjoyed kind of like coming to our table, asking how we were doing, asking what we had planned. But I think because then they go to the guys and they're like, you know, because 2 of the guys, thank you, Beanie, 2 of the guys there were, you know, you can just tell they've never really had a form of intimacy with women.
Oh, like the one.
Oh my God, there was
Like,
one dude. There was-
awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he was like basically like coming in his pants.
Yeah.
Like he would like touch her and he'd be like,
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, those poor girls.
Yeah. So like
But
that's
also get that bag.
no,
but
for
also,
real.
Oh, those
I
poor
was
girls.
I was reading the
Good job.
we were reading the menu and they're like they could get like a fat chump of change for that. They don't get
I wish
ti-
you would have taken a picture of like the
No,
menu,
you
the
can't.
prices.
You can't.
Not even
Oh,
the
the prices?
prices.
Oh,
Not
yeah,
of
yeah,
them. No,
yeah.
no. But like just.
But
I could
yeah.
probably look it up.
Yeah, we could probably. But the thing is, was also funny was I was like thinking to myself, like, could we have avoided this? Then I looked up restaurants. All of Akihabara is that. And then like there's also like very more
Weird.
explicit ones. They're called bunny
Okay.
girls where they're wearing
Where they're just wearing
like the Playboy bunny kind of
Yeah.
thing. Like the
like,
outfit.
At least the one we went to, they were like fully clothed.
Yeah. And it wasn't like sexual made outfits. It was like, you know, kawaii cute made outfits and
yeah.
stuff like that. So it was just so funny. And we ordered our food. Then Maggie and I were both like, I think we decided to not be really hungry at that moment because we were also
You
kind
kind
of
of, yeah.
we're like, we
You're
were
in
like,
shock. You almost
Yeah.
lose your appetite.
yeah. So then I was like, fuck. And it started getting weird with this dude because he was asking her to do all these poses for
Yeah,
pictures and
like,
stuff.
We were just like watching that, and I was like, yeah.
We're sitting there like, I feel like this is
Oh, he's taking it.
yeah.
Definitely taking that back home and like using it.
This was a weird way of being like, we were cuckolding someone. I don't know how to explain it, but like we were watching things happening, and I was like, I feel weird watching this happen. So
Yeah.
I think it's time to go. So we literally ordered our food. We didn't get a lot. The parfait was really good though. I would say that.
It was like a self-serve ice cream.
Yeah, it was like a
Okay.
matcha. It was matcha flavor. But anyways, so Maggie goes, oh, we have to get her attention to get the ticket because she was about to perform because they were like talking and they were like
Yeah.
conversating what their verse is gonna be, and I was like, you have to call them. She was like, no. She's like, I'm not gonna do that. You have to call them. And I was like sitting there contemplating, like, fuck, how am I gonna get out of this, dude? There's no way. Like, you know, they've been so nice. So at least I could do is play the role. So she's like, you better hurry up because I'm about to perform. The last performance was like 5 minutes. And I was like, fuck. So then I turn around. I did the slightest. I just do like this. And I go, meow, meow.
No, but you did that.
And then I was like,
And then they kept calling him master.
Oh,
They were
yeah.
like, yes, master. And I was like, okay, I gotta go.
I was like, whoa. First of all,
They like bow and they would
Yeah.
call
Yeah.
me princess, but I was like, I feel like princess and master are like not the same.
yeah,
No.
no, froze.
I don't know.
But yeah,
They're
I was like,
equivalent, but-
yeah. And it was so funny, her reaction though, because I was like, meow meow, and she was just like, yes, and like ran over
Just
to us.
right away. She was probably like, thank God.
She was like, no, probably. I was like, can we get a check real quick? And she was just like, yeah. And she was just like, is everything good? And I was like, no, it was perfect. We gotta,
Yeah,
You're
we
like,
gotta
we're
go.
just uncomfortable.
No, we were like, we gotta go. We have something at like in about like an hour and a half, and the train ride's about 30 minutes.
tipped them.
We tipped them. We did.
yeah.
Oh, she was confused. We gave her.
No,
Like,
she like I think you like aren't supposed to tip them. I don't
yeah.
know.
No, and I
They were
gave
like,
it.
"Oh,
Yeah.
Maybe because people are like paying for all the little things.
Yeah,
It's like,
and then there's like these dollar things that you can tip them with, but I don't know how that thing works. It was like fake money,
Yeah.
but I literally we were like, no, like you can have this.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
like,
take
"Don't
it.
give them that."
And then she went to go talk to her.
she's probably like, but what item on the menu do you want? What do
I
you
know.
mean?
No, she went to go talk to the other girl, and she like explained it to her, and then I don't know how the conversation went, but she came back. She goes, yeah, that's fine. Just leave it on the thing. We'll collect it. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Because I think we were like,
Is tipping not,
It's not a
a
thing.
big thing?
It's not.
Okay.
But
Because
I
some
just felt
places
like-
it's almost like rude
it, yeah.
in Japan, right? It's
I
almost
felt
rude
like
to.
they thought that we weren't happy there because we weren't like asking for a lot of attention.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So like I was just like I feel like awkward.
Yeah.
Like I'm not asking them for like
Yeah.
dances or whatever. And it's not like a stripper dance. But
No,
it
they
was
would just do like kind of cool.
You should have
anime.
just gone for it. Be like, okay, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Here
Have
you
the
go.
experience, you know?
But I was like, oh, cool, perfect. You know, I said goodbye. She was like, bye. And she, they're all so nice. They're all saying bye to us, and they're like, you know, they're the two dudes there. You can just tell, like, they're like, oh, you're like, hey, pay attention. And then as we leave, we get down the stairs, and Maggie was like, oh my god, I'm glad we like left before they performed. And I was like, God, me too. It's starting to smell like pre-cum in there. And then, but no,
That's
like,
so
yeah.
awkward.
yeah. So that was Akibara. Would we go again? Yeah. It's just like I feel like we would do that to David. Like we would take David to that place just to fuck with him. So
I
bad.
feel like
No,
if you
no,
know
no,
that you're
no.
going in there with the with that's what it is, I think it'd be fun.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I'd be like, yeah, let's go
I
check
think-
one out.
I think that's why we were so.
But the
cute.
shock
Yeah.
of it is like,
yeah.
oh god, like how do I react? How do I
Yeah.
act? How do I be
Because
respectful?
It's also like here we have Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's
Or
like,
Hooters.
Yeah, I know that. But
Yeah.
It was just like slightly different.
Yeah.
And I didn't know how to like act.
No, yeah, no froze.
'Cause
And
you
like,
couldn't talk to them unless you like did the certain role.
yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. And then like it was just I realized like every time we were walking, the more it started to become clear where each one was at.
Yeah.
And it was so funny. I don't know if you noticed, but when we came downstairs, we actually ran into that girl, and then she saw that where we were coming from, and she kind of like laughed and stuff. And I was just kind of like, girl, you don't even know. Like let's take a 10-minute conversation real quick because I want to let you know that we didn't plan this. We didn't know what we're getting into. But she was like,
At that point, you just roll with it.
dude, we
I
did.
don't e-
We did. We had fun with it. And then my coworkers, my director went. He took a bunch of photo specialty dealers, and he took them there, and he took them there as a joke. And then he was like telling me they were taken back by it. They were like so confused. But
Imagine if you take someone there as a joke though, and they like,
yeah,
they get like turned on and they start acting like that guy. You're just like, I can't be friends.
no. But what's funny is that these dudes, they're all from like the East Coast South, but like in big,
Oh.
they're not. I want to say they're super religious, but you can tell that they grew up with like,
Conservative,
you
a
know.
little sheltered.
But that was our story of Akibara, which dude, I would take David there just to fuck with him so bad. I think he would get a whole laugh. I think David would like not enjoy it, but he would enjoy the
He'd
whole.
have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. He'd be like, oh, okay, like this is the vibe, I guess.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like he wouldn't be like,
Oh my god. Yeah.
yeah.
No, we had fun. It was
We were laughing a lot.
yeah. We were just shocked by it and stuff. But we even like when we left, we were like, thank you for everything, blah blah blah. But yeah. Yeah.
I just can't imagine.
Yeah. They probably make bank. So.
They
who knows?
honestly probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
All right. Bye, baby. Have a good walk.
Bye.
But yeah, that was Akibara.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I know they have somewhere, I don't know where, but somewhere in Japan, they have the Buff Boy Cafe. And it's all guys with like the top
It's
of
probably
like,
in the
the
same
bow
place.
tie and stuff, and it's just the cuffs from like a tuxedo,
Yeah.
like the sleeve cuffs.
Oh,
and
it's
they're
kind of
serving
like
everyone-
Chippendales.
Kind of like, yeah,
Yeah.
but they're serving you
I
food
think
and they're
you're
like
talking
posing
about-
the whole
Let
time.
me see. Let me see. Nope, not it. Okay, cool. I'm just gonna clear that away. Totally not the kind of
Totally, your browser is
not the kind of website I wanted to open up to for a second. But anyways, That was the story of Akihabara I wanted
That's
to share
kind
with
of
you.
hilarious, though.
Maggie had to be here because I couldn't just say it. Like,
Yeah,
you
no,
know,
it made it better.
Yeah. Because I would
so
have,
funny.
yeah. So it was good. I mean, I'm telling you, dude, Japan's a fucking whole bucket of fun, you know? Just saying. We'll go next time.
I feel like hearing that story, though, it's like, makes sense.
Yeah.
Of course there is. Of course there's made restaurants. Of course
But
there's a whole building of different levels of
Yeah,
made
there was
restaurants.
a 4-level building. There was and there's a basement level. Like you'll notice when you do each building. This was kind of cool. They utilize every floor of the building. So you'll see a map and it'll show 1, 2, 3, 4, and then there's B1, B2. They utilize the lower levels. Like it's not where here in the California or in the United States, lower levels is like the janitor room or something like that, or parking and stuff like that. Like literally the lower levels are more shops. But
Interesting.
yeah. So next goal is to take Mimi there and have her experience that. That'd be so fun.
Just let me know so I can be like, let
Oh
me take
no,
money.
we're not gonna let you know. We're gonna surprise you. Like we're gonna blindfold you and then just take you upstairs to one, and then open it and be like, ready, 1, 2, 3, and then you're like, whoa, and they're like, oh my god, all right. They're really nice though. I will say though, they're very nice people. So I wasn't mad. It was weird to a moment, but you were like, because that one.
It's
dude,
the initial shock of it.
yeah. And there was that one dude who was a little.
That's good. Yeah.
A little too much. But I want to see how their nightlife is because they don't close until like midnight. Because actually no, I think they may close earlier because the trains stop running at midnight. But still, like I want to know what.
But if you're like around there, you don't even need.
Yeah,
the train.
true. I want to know what their nightlife looks like. No, you're better. Fucking bitch. She hit me with her knee. Anyways, Mimi. Other than that, before that, yeah, that was a good story.
That was a good way to start an episode.
Yeah, that was literally. But other than that, what have you been up to? I mean, I did see you yesterday, so I can't really ask that question. It is always awkward to ask those questions because I just
right
saw
after
you.
we see each other on Saturday.
And not only that, like sometimes like
Sunday.
and whenever something happens to Mimi, she always texts me about it. So it's kind of like one of those, like, you know.
Yeah, but it's okay. It's just a little recap.
It was a little recap. I was in North Carolina.
What have I been up to? Working, as always. David and I went to go see Aladdin. That was fun.
Nice.
It was actually really fun. I was babysitting yesterday, and it turns out that the family was at the same show that I was for Aladdin.
Oh, really?
And I was like,
That's hilarious.
And they were literally like D, E, F, G, 4 rows behind, like off to the side. Well, I was on row C,
it was at the
and they were
Civic Theater,
row,
right?
Yeah. And they were row G. We were just like on opposite ends of it. And I was like, we could have been like,
hey. I like the Civic Theater, by the way.
I think it's so cute. It's like,
we're also
it's big enough that like you can fit a lot of people in there, but it still feels intimate. Like it doesn't feel like you're super far from either the show or the
intimate.
Don't make it weird.
I can smell your shampoo.
Please don't make it weird. I'm glad we're not sitting next to each other for Friday's show. It's not. But we're going on Friday
to
go see Trevor Noah.
It's good stuff.
I'm excited.
I know I'm excited. I feel like lately, this entire week has been a fucking blur to me because I flew out to North Carolina 3rd first, and I was there Monday and Tuesday. Then I flew back Tuesday night. Landed super late at night.
Yeah.
Even I was surprised that San Diego took us because San Diego sometimes doesn't.
They have the no fly. Well, they let planes land. They just can't fly out for their like no fly zone thingy.
Yeah. And then I had to wake up the next day to go to work. Well, luckily I worked at home for like half of it and then went over there. But then like right after work, we went to a hockey game. It was my director's first hockey game. And then Thursday I worked like a normal person. And then we went out to dinner. And then Friday went to Disney. So like each day was doing, and that's why I haven't been able to hit the gym because we had something.
He's only saying that because I'm his trainer right here.
She keeps pressuring me. But every time I kept fucking doing it, I was just like, dude, I've been so busy. So like Friday happened and then Saturday happened. Oh, major plot twist. I finally got through majority of the photos and I'm now in the editing process.
Of the wedding that we talked about 3 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago?
Yeah. But the thing is like.
Weddings are a lot though.
Weddings are a lot.
They take a lot of time to edit.
They do. But I finally got through them. I'm not done with them, but I am starting to edit them. And luckily, there's only 1,035. There's 1,035.
That's a good amount.
There might be more because sometimes like I'd be like, oh wait, like what if I like? I'm the type of person where I'm like, I want to do this one black and white and this one also in color. So I'll find a double and like, you know, so.
At least the good thing is like you start with X amount.
Yeah.
And then you go through them, you end up with this amount. And then once you actually start editing, you end up with a smaller amount.
No, exactly.
So at least it won't be
and then
that overwhelming.
And then what sucks though is that like I like call through them on my main computer, so I couldn't even bring my laptop to North Carolina to go through them because what I do here, I don't think it transfers to my laptop because I use like a software.
Yeah.
Where
the only thing you would have been able to do it. The only way you would have been able to do it is if you put them on your laptop.
Yeah. Or bring like.
But you don't have that, or downloaded the software on there, and then whatever you saved, like while you were on the plane.
Yeah.
Why can't I talk? While you were on the plane, go through them.
Yeah.
And then when you get home, then transfer those on. But that's just an extra step.
Yeah. But now I have them in Lightroom saved to an online collection. So now I can pull up my laptop and go on Lightroom. Was it Lightroom editing with not like the one that's not the mobile one? It is the mobile one, but it's like for desktop, where I can actually like edit those and take them anywhere and edit them, which is kind of nice. But dude, man, I was just like yesterday. I was like going through all of them and stuff like that because I do like multiple rounds of going through them because my brain's like, that was not a good set. You have to find more. And I'm like, fuck. So now I'm there.
It's funny that you ended up with 1,000 because when I went through just the ones that I took, I ended up with like 1,037.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I feel like they were all great, but like you pick the 1,000 that you really like, and you're like.
But that was just going through the ones I took.
Yeah.
Not even including the
ones. Fuck. Shit.
I would have ended up with so many.
Yeah, but I finally did that, guys. So a big. Where's that? Yeah. So I'm getting somewhere. I promise. But yeah, dude, it's been so fucking.
Busy.
I'm just really good. I need a break. Just start crying. But Disneyland was fun though. What did you?
Some big ass bird just flew through your patio and landed up there.
There's a crow.
That was a crow? That's a giant crow.
Oh my god! Speaking about crows, the ones in Japan, fucking huge.
Crows? Like wow. Okay.
I don't think they're even called crows. I think they're like they're like a subspecies of crows.
Are they like ravens? No.
It could be ravens, but they were fucking huge. Like Maggie was like, "Look how big that crow is," and I was like, "It can't be that big." And I was like, "Oh my god!"
An eagle. It's just like
no. It's so like this crow right here, like maybe one more size bigger. Yeah, they were fucking huge, and they like
that's a big crow already.
And they like when they like I get what is it crow? I don't know. When they make their sound, it like sounds intimidating. But then if you actually watch like anime that's based like
I guess they have a lot of crows in anime, huh?
And then like Demon Slayer, like crows are like their source of like getting their missions and stuff. So like yeah.
Interesting.
But yeah, it was pretty. Yeah, it's been a week. Like I went to Disneyland. And I
haven't been to Disneyland in a while.
You get the best opportunity just to be a child for a second, and it's so fun because then and then when you're an adult and you're having,
I feel like it's more fun as an adult than when I was a kid.
Because like I remember when my mom took us. Obviously, my mom had to feed 6 kids, so she couldn't be like spending money on a lot of things. So we would always get food. We would always pack our snacks and stuff like that. Occasionally, if we wanted something, we would always get popcorn or something like that.
Yeah.
But as an adult now.
And with all the options now.
And all the adult money now. Bro, I know my brother's so funny because my brother also has like a really good job and he gets paid very well. But he also brought a shit ton of snacks. And then he was just
because it was him and your mom that went with you and Maggie, right?
Yeah.
It was the 4 of you?
No, it was like my sisters and their kids.
Oh, okay. The whole family?
And, the whole family and everyone. So, and my brother and his girlfriend and his girlfriend's daughter and my mom. So like it was a whole family trip. But my brother packed a lot of snacks, and like it just made me laugh because he I get not trying to spend money on stupid shit, but it's like, how often do you go to Disneyland? Like we don't go as often. He doesn't go as often. Like this is like I don't know when the last time he went, but this was his first time in a while, and he like was like, what happened? What used to be here? He's like, I feel like something was different here. And I was like, no, they changed.
Everything's different.
My dog. What last time you went was 2004. But he brought a lot of snacks, and it was so fucking hilarious because we were laughing about it. And we brought we didn't bring snacks because we were just like, let's just.
Oh, you just get food there.
Yeah, just get food there. We were also tracking what we're eating, so we didn't want to eat a lot. But it was just so funny. Also, sorry for the background noise. There's a car show going on right now, and so
I don't think I can hear it on mine. I hear a little bit. When I listen to the episodes on the background, I can't hear everything.
Well, just in case you hear it, there's a whole car show going on, and every person who's in their midlife crisis is over there right now with their cars. So, anyways, apologies for that. But it was so fun. It was great. You know, I spent $26 on this tiny little like metal figurine that I could have to put together. And I went to go pay it. Also, it's the funniest shit. I need to like take a step back and not do this. But I do this thing where when I go and pay for something and the guy scans it and it's one item and he goes, it's this total. I don't back out. I go pay for it. I'm just like, whatever. I'm already here. So it was $26 for this tiny metal finger and I have to put together myself.
Oh.
He was like, your total's $26.99. I was like, fuck.
Well, because you thought it was like, what, $15?
Yeah, I thought it was $15. And I was like, fuck me up, dude. And he goes, how would you like to pay, cash or card? I was like, card, of course.
With my dignity.
With my soul.
Sorry, we don't take that.
Yeah,
you don't have enough credit.
You know, but I sold it for.
Did you guys go to both parks?
No, we just went to one. The second park is not really good for kids.
Did you guys go to just Disneyland then?
Yeah, just Disneyland.
Okay.
I
love California.
I feel like California Adventures is really good for like
more for
teens and adults.
That's where all the alcohol is.
Yeah. But yeah, no. Overall, it was just fun. It's just tiring, dude. After like
it's a lot.
A lot of walking.
What was it? I want to say like 6-7 years ago. My friends and I. 6 or 7 years ago. Oh my god, that feels so long ago. There was a group of like 20 of us that had the SoCal pass.
Oh, I missed that.
So that you can go whenever. Except block out dates, yeah. But we would go on like random Wednesdays, and then while we were there, we made friends with another group that was local to us. So we had like a group chat of like 30 people, and we would literally just be like, hey, I'm going on Wednesday at this time if anybody wants to go. And we would just meet random people from the group and go with them.
Love that.
And we'd go at like Wednesday. We'd leave here at like 12, get there at 1, and then come back at like 7. Because we were like, oh, it pays for itself in like 2 or 3 trips.
Exactly. I
miss
missed
that.
Me too. It was so fun having it. Before we dive into a little bit later, I'm going to take a quick intermission because I go to the bathroom. So
and pause.
Please hold.
Run.
All right, guys. Sorry about that. This is kind of TMI, but I had dairy today, so.
I was like, I don't know if I want to know the end of that sentence. I did it during that pause. Was like, I think he's taking a shit.
Yeah, no. Yeah. So, fun fact.
I don't know if this is gonna be a fun fact.
No, it's just like I'm not lactose intolerant, but like certain dairies just really like mess me up.
Go through ya.
That was a spirit going through me.
Oh no.
I'm out of breath. I just ran upstairs, but no, it's just like I do this thing that helps me make sure this doesn't happen. Where in the morning I have a form of dairy, because then it actually like prepares my stomach.
Okay.
For if I do eat dairy for the rest of the day. So like some mornings I have a bagel with cream cheese on it, you know? And then if I have dairy, I don't fucking die and stuff like that. So for example, when we went to Disneyland yesterday, I had a breakfast sandwich with cheese in it. And guess what? Anything with dairy did not kill me. However, today.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, no. I don't think.
Do you think you could do that enough to like bring your tolerance back? So where you're not lactose intolerant?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't think I am lactose intolerant because
you're just maybe like a sensitivity to lactose.
I think certain dairies, like very heavy lactose stuff, yeah, it'll fuck me up. Like I can't do whole milk. I can't do heavy cream. I know you do. You're fucking weird for that. But like I can do cheese. Okay, like mozzarella's fine. Okay. I can do things that are what you call it? Heavy? Is it heavy pasteurized? Yes, it is heavy pasteurized, I think, because they remove the lactate from it. So like Parmesan, Romano, like cheese.
Okay, well those, okay, so those don't even have dairy, right? Technically,
no, they don't have like any form of, because the bacteria is so.
That would make sense on why those are the 2 cheeses I don't like.
You're so dumb.
I love dairy.
Yeah, but that's what I do. And then this morning, I think because I only had oatmeal and toast. And I had multigrain toast, which doesn't have dairy in it. And I didn't have butter on it because I didn't have butter to put on it. And yeah, so, and I had a stuffed chicken with ricotta, which was like leftovers.
I don't think I ever like put 2 and 2 that like butter has dairy in it.
I got a burp. Yeah, butter is dairy.
Yeah, but I don't know why that like never clicked in my head. Like I know it's in the dairy aisle, but I just think of like people that are lactose intolerant still put butter on their toast and stuff. So it just doesn't click. oh, it's dairy, but you make it.
You know what? That makes sense
Literally with
because
milk.
because
You just churn milk.
yeah, no,
That's
it's
literally all
yeah,
you do.
it's so when you make whipping cream, there's an extent where you cannot go past it because then it turns into butter with butter.
Interesting.
Yeah, you didn't know that?
I feel like I probably did, but I just didn't.
Yeah, so
It's not something I think about on a day-to-day basis.
yeah, I
know?
do when I make whipped cream. I make my own homemade whipped cream. But no, yeah. So yeah, that's a little bit of a fun fact. Sorry for that. This is just a weird
TMI.
phase. Yeah, this is What you gotta do? You gotta. I mean, I feel like we talk about a lot about things that are very personal and depth, and I think me saying that I almost shit myself is pretty there. Anyways, back to our.
And that's a day-to-day conversation with them, actually.
Yeah, actually, no, didn't I? Yeah, I think I have told you. I think sometimes I'll be like, dude, I almost shit my pants, or
I'll get a text, be like, I barely made it.
or
I'm like,
or I'll text her, be like, yo, dude, I asked for a latte with oat milk, and they thought I said whole milk, and dude, rest of my day ruined. That happened to me on Wednesday. I was at work and went to the cafe up there, and I was like, can I get a matcha latte with oat milk? And I think she thought I said whole milk, and so I took a sip, and I was like, this thing's creamier. I was like, maybe they have a new brand of oat milk, and they did. I saw them have a brand new new brand. It was Oatly. So I'm like, sometimes Oatly is
takes
very
3 steps. He's like,
no.
Never mind.
So I was like sitting there and like sipping it, and I'm like typing away and stuff, and I'm sipping it, typing away, and then I hear my stomach go. And I was like, I was like, this doesn't seem right. And then like I took another sip, and I like really basked in the sip. I was like. And you know how whole milk has that weird aftertaste in your mouth?
I don't think I've ever really like noticed.
Okay, when you drink a cup of whole milk,
Because I also don't really drink like almond milk or oat milk too often, so I don't know the difference of like the. aftertaste.
okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But like, just like, there's like a taste that's there when you drink it. I don't know how to explain it, but there's
The milk taste.
not the milk taste. It's just
That's the dairy.
it's like there's a taste that lingers in your mouth after you swallow it. Somebody, I hope you're not listening.
You
Please-
drinking rotten milk?
No. I have drinking rotten milk one time on accident
That's
because
really bad.
yeah. But what you call it? I don't know how to explain it. But anyways, I like took a sip and I was like, I think this is whole milk. And then my stomach goes.
Again.
I was like, oh fuck. But also, I'm not wasteful, so I was like, let me finish this though.
He's fighting for his
Yeah.
life, and he's like, "We don't waste no coffee,
I
though."
know. So I finished it, and then literally like 2 minutes later,
Text your boss. I'm doing the rest of the work from
the bathroom.
the bathroom.
No. But then like
have a good day.
and then like my stomach was like, and I got up. I acted real cool.
So close to my ears. Oh.
I got up, walked to the trash can, threw it away, walked to the bathroom, and I was there for
Threw it away.
a good 10 minutes, and then I came back, and then somebody was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "I think my matcha latte had dairy in it." And then they're like, "Are you lactose intolerant?" I was like, "Kind of." And then yeah, so for that day, I skipped out all my meetings and scheduled all my meetings with the bathroom.
I already gave David permission to just like, if I ever become lactose intolerant, because that's basically the biggest food group in my life.
Yeah, I think. But what if you're like lactose intolerant, but only for milk? Like
That's okay. If I can still eat cheese, I'm good.
Yeah. Most of the time you can't. That's usually the case.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Because I
most
eat
of-
like
yeah.
a lot of cheese.
Most of the
and
time,
like sour cream on
yeah.
everything.
Most of the time, it's milk that makes people feel sick, and then there's like those people who are really sensitive, but
Yeah.
they can't have like a lick of dairy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
So
if I ever become gluten free, like if I ever develop a gluten allergy or like lactose intolerance, it'll be a very sad day.
but do you also know that a lot of like Mexican food is almost gluten free because we use corn for a lot of the
That makes
bases?
sense.
Yeah. So fun fact.
I
Unless you,
snack on bread and cheese all day though.
dude.
Like
Okay,
at
but
home,
if you're
that's literally.
we're gonna get back into our regular podcast, but you ever had a bolillo and then you kind of split it open and then get a piece of queso fresco and then just put it in there and a slither of refried beans?
Yum. My favorite's still the bolillo with the cheese and ham and jalapenos in there in the mornings.
That shit is so fucking good, dude. That's why I'm like, I love queso fresco. Oh wait, actually, sorry. There's a story about queso fresco that I forgot to tell you. I ordered some, or I bought some. Sometimes I Instacart, whatever, dude. I got queso
They sell
fresco.
queso fresco out here.
Yeah, actually surprising. Gelson sells queso fresco.
Interesting.
Yeah, but they don't sell
Okay,
chorizo,
Gelson's.
which is I don't fucking
Oh,
get.
I remember that.
I remember one time I was like, "Can I get? Do you guys have chorizo?" And they're like, "No,
What's
we just."
that?
They're like,
Soy
we don't.
rizo?
No, they had only soy rizo. And I was like,
Welcome to Solana.
so you have you have table crema, and then you have queso fresco, and they had Oaxaca cheese.
I'm honestly surprised they even have that much.
That's what I'm saying. But
Yeah.
you don't have chorizo. They don't make sense.
I feel like now that I think of it, anytime I go to a like restaurant where they have some sort of chorizo and it's not like an actual Mexican food, it's always soy rizo.
Yeah.
Now
no,
that I
it
think
is.
like hard about it.
Yeah. I think it's because it's cheaper to get because chorizo is
Yeah.
kind of pricey.
But you also just use like crumbles of it.
I don't know. I don't know.
Anyway.
Anyways, what was I saying?
Queso fresco.
Oh yeah. So I bought a thing and I made a sandwich with queso fresco. And I was on TikTok and then someone was like, "There's a bunch of queso fresco that's been tainted with like parasites and stuff." And I was
It's
like,
the cotija. Cotija cheese was the one that was recalled.
"Then queso fresco."
Both of them?
Yeah. And I was
shit,
like,
I just ate a bunch.
I was like, and then she was like, "Here's a list of places that or brands that you should like because they're the ones who have the biggest recalls or are being recalled." And I read it, and the one that starts with the C, it was not on that brand. It's green and white. It's chique.
Cacique?
Cacique? Is it cacique?
That's the sour cream brand. I don't know if
No,
I think
no,
they do the.
But you know the queso fresco where it's like green, white, and red.
I think so. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
that's
where it's
Cacique.
mainly white based and stuff. Anyways, I'm gonna put a picture of the brand up here. That was the one that did not have the recall, and I was so excited because that's the only brand.
That's the only one they have.
That's the only brand I trust. You know, I'm really picky on my.
Yeah,
Guess.
Cacique.
Yeah. They were the
See, I
one.
knew it was the crema mexicana. I wasn't sure if it was. the Cacique fresco.
Yeah, dude. That was the only one that didn't have a recall, but the other brands did.
Interesting.
That's the only brand I
I
trust.
like Cacique.
But yeah, so that is my story about being lactose intolerant. How I almost shit my pants while during this podcast. I did have Mimi do some homework recently last week. This is probably the trigger warning. If this is something you don't talk about, it's about sexual assault. I don't know when this episode would end, so I
Yeah.
guess.
How often do they release episodes?
Oh no, I was talking about this episode.
Oh.
I don't know when we'll cut it where we're back to our normal thing, but if you get triggered by, like assault,
That's
sexual
true. Yeah,
assault.
just trigger warning because we're talking about Quiet on Set with
Yeah.
Nickelodeon, Dan Schneider, and all that.
So skip
But I feel
through.
like most.
I don't know when though.
Yeah, I don't know. Just go
Yeah.
by 15 seconds and then.
Yeah,
we'll
hopefully,
see.
yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I was.
Were you taken back?
Especially at the end of the third episode. Because
Oh,
I wasn't sure how it was gonna lead up to Drake Bell coming on.
Uh,
And then
yeah.
the third episode, it's like, oh yeah, no, like you guys know who this is. It was somebody like that one guy's
Yeah.
like, oh, it was someone on our show, or, like the victim
Oh,
was,
yeah,
and then
yeah.
you see him, and I was just like, I like audibly
Yeah.
gasped when David came in and was like, what? I was like, oh my god,
No, it's kind of crazy.
like I
because,
just didn't expect that to
Yeah.
be the lead-in,
Yeah.
and all of that to be basically about him.
Yeah, and then the fact that he still did Drake and Josh right after all that,
Yeah.
it literally was about to be the launch of
My
it.
little heart.
Yeah, and it's crazy because he even was saying because of it, he goes, I did all this stupid shit. He literally
Yeah.
admitted and stuff. Obviously,
Well,
of
he
course,
has so much. I mean,
yeah,
he went through a lot of trouble. What was it, like 5-10
Yeah.
between 5 to 10 years ago with the law, with that one chick that he was supposedly also.
which is at the same time, it's that doesn't excuse you, but at the same time,
It's an explanation, not an excuse.
yeah, and
Like
then,
if there's
yeah.
trauma that he hadn't worked through,
Yeah.
it's more possible for that to come out
and,
again.
and not only that,
which is so sad.
Yeah, and it's also him holding it accountable because most dudes are gonna be like, no, she said it was 18. They would make an excuse to make it seem like they're a bad person. He literally admitted to it, and he goes, no, I did it, and I fucked up. And what do you want?
Yeah.
So granted, yeah, he did some stupid shit, but at the same time, at least he held himself accountable because some dudes won't.
Yeah.
But no, that's
No, poor little Drake Bell.
that series was kind of crazy. Each episode, I was kind of I was like, fuck, dude. I remember watching it as a kid, the Megan Bryan show, all that and stuff like that. And I'm like, this seems so fun. I remember being like, oh, what I would do to be a child actor to be on the show.
Yeah.
And then now watching this, I'm just like, holy shit, I'm glad I didn't pursue my dreams.
Is it just everybody's dream to be a child actor? Because when I was in elementary school, I did one play in school, and I was like, I'm gonna be an actor for my life. that's gonna be my career.
Yeah, you
And then
are.
at some point I was like,
Yeah,
no. But
you do. You are actually an actor. You act like you're always okay.
but literally when I was
Yeah.
like in middle, I did.
No.
What was it? It was a Secret Garden. That was the play we did in like I think I did it in like second or third grade.
And this sounds suspicious. Can you elaborate on the Secret Garden?
It's like a play. It's a movie. You've never seen the Secret Garden? It's
no.
I actually just saw it.
This
while I was
sounds like
babysitting yesterday.
this sounds like someone's like, let's help you discover your secret garden.
Oh, that's a different movie.
That's
That's a
what-
different genre. I was not in that at third grade. Don't worry.
That was from Adam and Eve. Let me see. Secret Garden.
No, it's this like rich girl.
Oh.
Her parents died. It's during all the influenza
Mm-hmm.
back in the day. So she gets sent with her like some long lost family, and they're
Mm-hmm.
hiding the family's like son because he's disabled and he's like crippled. So he's like
Yeah.
And so they sneak off and they find a garden in that big because they're like rich, so they have a bunch of land. And she finds a little garden, and that's like how she like heals from all the loss. It's probably some weird symbolism in there now that I'm talking about it out loud. But that was my first.
This one?
Yeah.
Wow. A young, recently orphaned girl is sent to England after living in India all her life. Once there, she begins to explore her new, seemingly isolated surroundings and its secrets.
Yeah.
Wow. I've never seen this. What character did you play? Did you play the main character? Were you a fucking tree?
I was a sheep. Okay, so I was a sheep, but I was also the not the MC, but the narrator. So I'd come out in between scenes and like explain. So I had a lot of stage time.
She did
by
have.
myself. And then no, I was the sheep in a few scenes, but then I was also her like not maid, but her like servant kind of thing, like her right hand person thingy.
I
don't know what it's called. Huh?
I'm looking at the top cast right now.
Martha. I was Martha.
You were Martha?
Yeah. Which is like, she basically had, I don't know what to call her. It was kind of like her servant. Like I would go in and be like, oh,
Like a housekeeper.
kind of, but it
Yeah.
was like specifically for her. And I played somebody that was like around the same age as the main girl. So they were both like preteens.
This sounds like you were very well spoken, but have no talent. And that's why
Probably, yeah. And that's why I'm here.
Exactly. This never worked out. I've always in the same boat too, because like I went to summer camp and we did like a play.
You went to theater camp?
Hey, go to theater camp, okay?
I would have loved to go to theater
Me
camp.
too. We did like a skit, and I realized like the first like few minutes, none of the guys were also talking, so then that caused me to be like, okay, obviously we want to win the prize, which was like a sweet treat. I think I forgot what it was. So I was like, let me take this show to the next level.
Yeah.
Let me be the main character. And I did. And I remember people like, some teachers were like, no, he's like really good. Like he improvised all that. Like he really should be in like entertainment. And I was, so fifth grade, I was like, I'm gonna be a fucking actor. But then, people make you realize that, well, they don't have enough room for fat kids in movies.
Aw.
So, lo and behold, here I am.
Yeah, I legit thought, I was like, when I graduate high school, I'll pursue an acting career.
Yeah.
Like did theater in high school and college for a
Yeah.
little bit. Yeah.
No. Yeah, you did do theater.
Mm-hmm.
That is true.
I was a full theater kid. I was the scarecrow in our school's like
remember.
Wizard of Oz.
That's so. You're tall, so
I was lanky and I could
tall
fall.
and lanky. Yeah.
That was my main thing.
They were like the director's like, we need someone that's tall, lanky, and just naturally clumsy, like makes it looks realistic. And Mimi's like, hey guys, I got some fucking Smuckers, and then falls, and I'm like, that's the one I want, her.
Yeah,
hey,
'cause I
you.
think I auditioned for the Tin Man. I don't know why I really wanted to be the Tin Man. I didn't want to be Dorothy, but I was like the Tin Man.
They were like,
And they're like, actually, you're a little pansy. We're gonna make you be the Scarecrow.
we need someone dumb as hell. So you seem like the type.
But it was fun. It was a fun time.
And actually, you're so funny. I think about it. Like I could definitely see you as like the Scarecrow, and then who I can see is like Dorothy.
Delaney.
Delaney.
I think she was Dorothy in a play, not in that same play because we didn't go to the same high school.
But like in like a
But,
a
yeah.
different
I
production.
actually met her. She was my first friend in college, and we met in theater class.
And her only friend in college.
Pretty much the only person I still talk to from
Fucking
college. But we were each other's first friend at Palomar.
Wow. That's cute.
10 years later.
10 years later. Oh my God, 10 years later. You just made me
We're
think
getting
about.
old.
You just made me think about when I was in college. It was like literally like 6, 7 years ago. But no, dude. Like I remember being that, and then now seeing what's happening, and then like
And you're
how,
just like, oh, thank God.
yeah, like thank God. I feel bad for them.
But I feel like there's also so much shit. Like,
Yeah.
even though things are more out and like there's more precaution around shit like that with child actors, I feel like it happens even more often now
Yeah.
because since there's more precaution, there's also more ways to like
Yeah.
hide it and get around and
Yeah.
be like, oh no, we were just doing that. Like,
Yeah,
it's not
we
what
were-
you think.
Sorry for the background noise. Someone probably got in a car accident
From the car show.
from the car show.
That's not funny. I'm sorry.
But no, yeah, I was like,
it was a really good show so
yeah.
far.
yeah.
I was surprised that there's only 4 episodes.
Part of me feels like they might make more.
I feel like they have like the way it ended. It like like almost led up to like, oh, there's gonna be more that comes
Yeah.
out, but then it just stopped. So I was like, okay,
But I also
maybe
wouldn't
only
be,
4
yeah.
at a time.
I wouldn't. Yeah, I also wouldn't be surprised if they just did as a mini series and there were like 4 episodes and that's it. You know.
But imagine that, like, imagine going through. It's probably a lot of work for the people that like put it together to like go through all the evidence and go
Yeah.
through all like all
No,
the
for
interviews
us.
for it to just stop right there.
Yeah.
You know, like
And-
for them to only talk about Drake's story 1 episode.
Yeah, but you
Granted,
also,
he might not want to talk about it more. Like
Yeah.
that might have been like, hey, this is where I'm drawing the line. But like to also not
yeah.
bring other people forward.
No,
Which
for-
granted also they might not want to come forward.
No, yeah, because I think people were like, "Where's Amanda Bynes in this?" I don't think she wants to come forward because she has been having it hard lately.
And that leaves like so much to the imagination
Yeah.
in the way that you're like, okay, did she endure the same as Drake?
Yeah.
Or was it like
yeah,
different? Was it more just grooming and not
yeah,
like sexual abuse?
Yeah.
Was it this? Was it like, and it's like you want to know so that you know why she is the way that she is, that poor girl.
but because you have like, there's like other people who are saying that like the main headliners or the main like stars of certain shows are not coming out because like they were treated completely different.
Yeah.
You know, because the people were saying like people like Miranda Cosgrove, Victoria Justice, Ariana Grande, even though she did have that weird moment where like she was doing like weird like sexual innuendos. But like Victoria Justice, Miranda Cosgrove, Amanda Bynes, like they were treated with such royalty that they weren't like not let bad things happen.
Well, that's because he probably finds the people he can
yeah, like break down.
get away with, you know?
And but yeah, people were like, wait, where's Jeanette McCurdy? She wrote a whole book about it. She explained
Yeah.
all things. But I
There
think
was
like
all this stuff on Instagram about the guy that plays Spencer. What's his name? Miranda
Oh,
Cosgrove's brother.
JT something. I don't know.
Jake T. Austin. Wrong show. Jared something. I don't know.
Jared
But there was
Leto.
there was all these things about like how he was kind of protecting
Yeah.
the kids on his show.
Uh-huh.
But like they didn't even mention him at all in this show. So
Yeah.
it's like it makes me feel like there's gonna be more.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
waiting. But
And
I thought
then-
it was a really interesting
yeah.
show.
It was good.
I thought it was very sad, but it's also like I feel like that should be out more in the open
Well,
so that like
yeah.
people know what they're getting. There's kids that do acting
Yeah.
starting at like age 5. Like what
Yeah.
age did Mary Kay and Ashley start?
They were like
tiny
3 or
little
4.
things.
Yeah. But also I heard that like because Dan Schneider could have gone away with a lot of things. That's why like for example, like Mary Kay and Ashley didn't deal with any of that stuff because the parents were there all the time.
Mm-hmm.
The parents also had like other people like helping them.
Yeah.
And so anything weird would happen, like the parents would get caught on it and it would
Yeah.
fail miserably because now that Mary Kay and Ashley like became icons, you know?
Yeah. They also were not mentioned at all in the show.
Yeah.
They were just an
Yeah,
example
yeah,
of like
examples.
of a little
But
tiny baby.
for these other people, the biggest thing was like a lot of these people economically, they didn't want to snitch out because they realized that they did
that their kid was making
money and stuff.
the money for the
Yeah.
household. Yeah.
So it's kind of like crazy. And I think now in this scenario, in today's time, there's a bunch of stuff that like makes it where it's like, if this happens, you know, unions and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I think that's why like now you're hearing I don't want to say there's a decline of it, but you notice that like there's no longer, you don't hear these stories as much, you know?
I feel like also you don't hear as much of the stories because the lines almost get blurred a
Yeah.
little bit now.
Yeah.
Which is kind of sad. But it's like things can be suspicious or weird, but until
Yeah.
it gets to this point is
Yeah.
when you can call authorities or something. But like
Yeah.
anything before that, that's still considered under the umbrella of
Yeah.
abuse. It's like, oh, well, there's no proof. Sorry,
Yeah.
kind of thing,
No.
which is so sad.
Yeah. It's, it's kind of crazy. And like, I
And
don't know.
also, Dan Schneider being friends with John Wayne Gacy.
Oh yeah, that was that wasn't Dan Schneider. It wasn't.
It wasn't Dan Schneider.
It was the guy that did all that stuff to Drake. He was friends with John Wayne Gacy.
Oh, Brian Peck.
Yeah, Brian Peck. Yeah.
Peck guy. Okay.
Who like was kind of crazy how he was on the Sweet Life Zach and Cody too. Like after everything.
Weird.
Yeah. So, anyways, that was a crazy show. If you haven't seen it, watch it. Definitely. I would say prepare for it because there's a lot of crazy shit that happens on there.
You look at the shows like a little differently.
Yeah, I couldn't even. I remember when I was at the hotel in North Carolina. I was flipping through the channels and like I landed on Nickelodeon and it was like the old Drake and Josh playing and I really wanted to watch it because there was some like
it's such a good show.
It was such a good show, but like I also was just like, no, I can't because of what happened really happened in that, So I skipped and went straight to HBO, pay per view. But no, I'm just kidding. But
he was watching Maids.
It was. I should have not told that story. But no, it was a trip. I don't know if they'll make more. I feel like it's kind of hard because your point, they have to siphon through everything. But I feel like the way that fourth episode ended did just feel like, hey, like that's it.
I thought there was another episode for real. Like I clicked it and I was like, okay, next. And I was like, why did it send me back to the homepage? And I was like, oh,
yeah,
there's only 4.
Yeah. So,
but
who knows? But also, there's because of that show, a bunch of those actors that were on, like, that were being interviewed, have been going on all these podcasts telling their side of the story, which is kind of cool because it's like it brought them back out.
They probably got. How do I say it without making assumptions about them? If they were dealing with all of this kind of like power trip used against them, it probably stunted their career.
Oh no! 100%.
And if they came forward about anything at the time, or even coming forward now, would have stunted it more. But on the other hand, it's like getting them out in the open, not just as like, oh, this is what happened to me, but like, hey, this is what children go through.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, getting their eyes, like the public's eyes on them again. Maybe they'll start acting again.
Yeah, but Maggie was watching one of them today, and I was like, she was like telling her story. It was the last girl from Zoe 101. The one that they made her like wear like very like always made her wear like really tight clothes, and she was wearing.
I don't remember that one.
I forgot her. It was like Alexa, I think, or something like that.
Okay.
But she she was the one that like she was only on for like 2 seasons, and then she decided to like bail out, and then they had I think that's when they brought Victoria Justice in, I believe.
Victoria Justice was in Zoe 101?
Yeah.
I guess I stopped watching.
Yeah, she was like I think she replaced that girl.
Oh, okay.
Because the whole thing about this girl was that
okay.
she was like the heartthrob of the series, where every guy wants her, kind of thing, like that.
Gotcha. Okay.
And she was saying that like she's like, I feel like this felt wrong.
Yeah.
She's like, the older I got, the more I realized this was like why did they make me do that?
Yeah.
And she was also bullied a lot.
I wonder how many of like the actors at that moment, like when everything was happening, like her, like didn't really see anything.
Yeah.
Like, or maybe just thought, oh, this is kind of weird, but oh, it's probably just show business. And then looking back, they're like, holy shit, that's what I got put through. Like I wonder.
She also like
many.
I think she quit officially when Jamie Lee Spears
Fuck Jamie Lee Spears.
yeah,
sorry.
she like bullied the shit out of her.
Yeah.
And there was one time where
She's a horrible human being.
when she was asked to come onto her like she was like, come to my trailer. Jamie was like screaming at her, and then Brittany was there. Her sister was also screaming at her, like very vulgar, to the point where she like had a panic attack and was throwing up.
Damn.
And then these execs came into the trailer and saw what happened, and then the execs were like, Dan, what's going on? And Dan's like, let me fix this out. They might be scuffling. And he goes, let me figure this out. And then he pushed the execs away. And then he literally was like, let's get you to your trailer, blah, blah, blah. And then he came back with like a DVD player. He was like, here's a gift, And then that's when she was like, I'm done. I can't do this. Because she was getting bullied a lot by Jamie Lynn and Britney Spears at the time. So it's kind of crazy. That's why I'm glad I didn't do it, nor will I ever put my kids in it. If someone's like, well, your kid's really great, you should be an actor. I'm like, no.
You can do theater.
He's going to be a plumber. I'd rather put my kid in Broadway.
Yeah, that's right.
That's what I'm saying. Not theater. Not movie. What the fuck? Sorry, I don't know what I'm saying.
Broadway is theater.
My brain no worky anymore. My brain need coffee. But yeah, that was a good series. Do they
It was
continue?
eye opening.
It was eye opening. But I don't know if they'll continue it. We'll see what happens. You know, there's a lot of world mysteries today. Like one of them is, will I ever get my photos done? I will. I think not today, but soon.
I still have to finish the Joshua Tree ones.
Cool. That was
been
like
like
2 months
ago.
Yeah. So word of the wise,
Most of the time, it doesn't take me that long. I've just been in a slump, and
word of the wise, if you
It's
photograph with
literally just
Mimi,
friends.
she'll take 2 months. I'm
no,
just kidding.
normally it takes me a few weeks.
Yeah.
Especially if it's like a paid shoot and you've like hired me to do. Then I'm like, okay, cool, 2-3 weeks, let's go.
But yeah, I should probably do that.
The rest
We'll see
of
what
today.
happens. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna. Yeah. So with that being said, thank you for tuning in. I know we're not really getting good at this, but it's fun though. I think next episode I want Jess back on here because I have a question for her, and I feel like this is gonna be a really good conversation with her.
Okay, so text her.
No, I will. I'm gonna tell her, be like, hey, next week, what are you doing?
Well, she's not gonna show up next week because
She'll
I
be
need to
like,
text her.
she'll be like, go fuck yourself. But yeah, I'm good for the rest of the day. I want to take a nap now. So that being said, Mimi, do you have any last
Okay, bye.
words?